Good morning, boys and girls. I hope y'all are having a great day so far. Love that I saw some of you in Zoom this morning. If I didn't, that is okay. I hope to see you tonight at 5:30 for our virtual field trip and butterfly writing share. So this PowerPoint is going to be a review from our phonics rules this week. So let's get started. On. I want this to go. There we go. I got it, boys and girls. We figured it out. We're learning lots of things. So on Monday, we learned about our combination WH. And remember, we code combinations with an arc. Now, our WH combination is supposed to be pronounced like hua, hua. Now, so when we read words with our WH combination, we say wheat, wheat. But that doesn't sound right because in America, we don't pronounce it like it's supposed to sound like with that surprise sound. We read it like with the W first, like wheat, wheat, wheat. So, so the way we're supposed to say it helps us remember that the H goes with the W. But when you're reading, you don't have to pronounce it like hua, hua. You could just say wheat, wheat, or when. Okay, so let's look at these three words. I already have them coded for us. So our first word is wheat. So remember our letter combination, our WH, we arc our combination, and then we look for anything else that needs to be coded. I see a digraph. So remember our EA digraph? We have to underline our digraph because a digraph is two letters that makes one whole new sound. And so on wheat, the A isn't saying anything. So we have to cross it out to remind us that it doesn't say a sound. And then we put a macron above the E because it makes the long E sound. E, digraph E. Let's say the word wheat, wheat. And I put a picture over here on the right of some wheat growing in the grass. Wheat is the plant that we use, it's a grain that we use to make bread. We wouldn't have pizza if we didn't have wheat, the crust of the pizza. Okay, so our next word is this three-letter word with a Y at the end. So we know if we have no vowels, but we have a Y at the end of a word, we know that Y is going to say either a long I or a long E sound. That's going to be our vowel sound. Now, remember, how do we know if a Y is a long E or a long I? Is if it's by the word syllable. A syllable, remember, is a word that has one or more or two or more vowels in it. So let's say the word Y. Well, I'm going to say it. So there's only one vowel. You don't see any vowels. So you know that the Y is going to say the long I sound because there's no other vowels in this word. So we code a Y that says a long I with a dot and a macron because it's going to say the long I sound. It's going to say the name of I. So we code that, and we coded our letter combination WH with an arc. So now we can say Y, Y. And I put a picture of a question mark over here with lots of made out of books to help us know that why just means we're questioning. We want to know the reason of something. Why is the sky blue? Why are my shoes tied? Well, what's the answer to the question? And just like how Dr. Jeff says in Generation Science, always question and always wonder. So you always want to ask why. You want to find the answer. You want to be curious, okay? So why? Okay, so our next word with WH, our combination WH is when. When. Now we're going to arc. Remember, put your arc under your combination WH. And I put a picture over here of a clock in the grass to help us know that when means when somebody asks you when something is, they want to know what time. or when it takes place. So if somebody asks you, when does school start? They want to know the time. So you could say school starts at 7:45 a.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If somebody asks you, when is the first day of school? They don't want to know the time right there. They want to know when the day is and or when the month is. So we would say the first day of school is in August, the month of August. Okay, so when is always a question word that you want to know the time or day or month or season of the year that something happens. Okay, so let's go over combination WA. We say w, 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 even though we're supposed to pronounce it with HW, but in America, Americans don't use the what you're supposed to say. We say w, like wheat, why, when. Okay, so let's go on. Our next review is the letter A makes the aw sound sometimes. The aw sound, the short O sound. And how do we know that? Let's look at these words. The first word is tall. Tall. Just like over here, we have a tall man. He's very tall. So what do you notice about what is near? Does the letter A come before? It comes before the L. So when a letter A comes before the letter L, it's going to make the aw sound. And we code this A with 2 dots above it to remind us that it's not going to say A or A, it's going to say aw. What else do you notice about tall? I see a floss roll. So right now, get up and do a floss. You can't see me, but I just did the most amazing floss, and I bet you did too. So remember, we have anytime that you hear the short sound, a short vowel sound like aw, and at the end, and the word ends in l or f or s, then that's a double consonant. So since tall has a short vowel sound, aw, and it ends in l, the sound, and the ill sound, then we have 2 consonants. We have to double the L. So we need to underline our floss letters and cross out the second because we only need 1 sound. We don't say tall, we just say tall. Okay, so the A-aw sound goes with the sound ul. Okay, so our second word is wand. Wand. Like this fairy wand over here in this picture. So this other rule, we use the A that says the aw sound when it's near this bossy W over here. When a W is around a letter, it can be bossy and it can change the sound of a letter. So this bossy W is telling this A to say the aw sound. And how do we code that? We code the aw A, the A that makes the aw sound with 2 dots above it. All right, so the A makes the aw sound when it's next to our bossy W. All right, the next word is squash. Squash, like over here, a squash is a fruit. That's a fruit because it has seeds. Okay, and now let's code. We have our A, and we know it's saying the aw sound because it comes after our letter combination QU. So we need to put an arc under our combination, QU combination. Oh, and I also see a digraph at the end of the word. SH is 2 letters that make a whole new sound. So we have to underline the SH because that's a digraph. So when A makes the aw sound when it comes after a QU letter combination, when it is near the bossy W, and when A comes before the L. So those are 3 ways that we know that A is going to say the aw sound. Okay, let's go to the next. Digraph EI says A, the long A sound, just like let's read these 3 words. Veil, just like the pretty veil on that beautiful bride. Rein, a rein on a horse. Now, when I have now, the rein is part of the horse that helps you steer the horse. Now, if I say the reins, I'm talking about there's a suffix s because there's one rein on this side of the horse and there's one on the other. But since I'm only pointing and talking about one rein, then I don't need a suffix s. So rein. Now the next word, vein. Vein. If you look at this picture on your wrist or look at your wrist, you have lots of veins in your body that help circulate the blood in your body and connects to your heart. And so if I'm talking about one vein though, I don't need a suffix s because I'm only talking about one. So vein. So we don't have to do anything but underline this digraph because we don't put a macaron or a macron, because if we put a macron above the E, it would make it the long E sound. It would be veal or reen. Nope, we just underline it, and that's going to help us. And we just remember that EI says the long A sound. But sometimes EI will say a different sound. Digraph EI also says E with a macron above the E. We code it by crossing out. Here, let me get the pencil. We code it by first we gotta underline the EI. We gotta underline the EI digraph, and we put a macron above the E because it makes the long E sound, and we cross out the I because the I doesn't make a sound. Let's try it again. Put a macron above the E and cross out the I, and it says E. All right, so let's look at these three words. I already have them coded for us. The first word is ceiling. Ceiling. Let's see. We found our digraph right here. Our EI digraph. We underline our digraph because a digraph is two letters that make one sound. We put a macaron above the E because it's making the long E sound, and we cross out the I because the I doesn't say anything. Now, what else do you notice about this word? The C, remember our C, when it's with an O, an A, or E, it makes the hard sound. So, since there's no O or A or U, we know it's a soft C. So we need to code it to remind us that it's a soft C. It's a S. And then this isn't, now this looks like ing is usually a suffix, but if we cover up the ing, the word is just seal, and seal isn't a root word. So this isn't a suffix ing. Because remember, a suffix is put at the end of a root word, a word that already exists and means something. But seal, S-E-I-L, is not a word. So we just have a digraph, or a blend, let me underline it, N-G. Ceiling. Right? And if you look over here on the picture, right here, it's like a ceiling, like what you see at school. When you are inside of a room, you look up and you're looking up at the ceiling. Okay, so let's go to the next word. We check. All right, we have protein. Protein. So let's find our digraph, EI first. I see our digraph. Let's underline a digraph. And we know that we need a macron above the E because it's making the long E sound, E. And we cross out our I because our I doesn't say anything. And then, there's another vowel. So let's find our other vowel. And it makes the protein. We need a macron because it's a long O sound. And boys and girls, remember that when we have two vowels in a word, we have a syllable. So we need to find our syllable pattern. We have a consonant, vowel, consonant. So we need our division line to go right in the middle between our first vowel and the consonant next to it. So if you clap it, protein. Two vowels, and we have two syllables, just like two beats in music. All right, And if you look over here, protein is what our body needs to grow big and strong. You can get protein from meats and nuts and some fruits. Eat lots and lots of proteins so that your muscles can grow big and strong. All right, so our next word is seize, like seize the day, or the soldiers seize the castle. Okay, so let's look for our digraph and seize. We have our EI digraph, and we have a macron above the E because it makes the long E sound, and we don't hear the I, so we gotta cross it out. Oh, and do you hear we have a sneaky E over here, so we need to cross out our sneaky E. Seize. Okay. Okay, so boys and girls. So digraph EI says E with a macron above our E, and we cross out our I. Oops. Now our next digraph is, I need to exit out. I need to clear this. Hold on, boys and girls. Ah. All right, boys and girls, I need to figure out how to. All right, boys and girls, I did not figure out how to clear the screen before I started recording. There we go. There we go. Okay, we figured it out. Look at that. See, sometimes we make mistakes. We just gotta work it through and not give up. Okay, so our last phonics rule that we are reviewing is our digraph EW. Remember, we code our digraphs by underlining them. Now, EW digraph says choose sounds. So let's look at it. Can say the long U sound or the double O oo sound. So let's look at the first word. We have new. New. I see the EW digraph, so we need to underline it. New. New is like a new car. If you look over here at the blue car, it's a new blue car. All right, let's look at flew. Flew. Underline our EW digraph and look over here at the bird, at the eagle flying, America's national bird. Oh, sorry, boys and girls. There we go. This mouse is very touchy. It means it's very sensitive. Okay, so we have the underline our EW, and look at the eagle that's flying. The eagle flew over the ocean. Flew. So new and flew. The EW says ooh. Okay, let's look at the third word. Blue. Blue. This isn't the color blue. When blue uses our EW digraph, underline it, we know it's talking about when something blows, like the wind, or if you blow air out of your mouth. Just like this picture over here of this little girl blowing bubbles to make bubbles. She's blowing air out of her mouth from her lungs to make bubbles. So so blue. All right, let's look at the fourth word, stew. Underline our digraph EW, stew. If you look at the picture next to the little girl with the bubbles, stew is like a soup. Yummy, yummy soup with some vegetables and potatoes and some meat. Very yummy, yummy. Stew is a good thing to eat on a cold or rainy day. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, our fifth word, our final word is the word news. Mouse, stop it. Sorry about that, boys and girls. Thank you for your patience. All right, so our final word is news. So I found our digraph. If you look over here, now if you notice, it has an S at the end, but it looks similar. Now news looks similar to the word new, but news isn't talking about something new. No, if you look over here at the picture on the right, news is like when you watch the people on TV telling you about the events that's happening in the world, or if you read a newspaper. Now, if I took off the S on news, it would be new. And that's not the same thing as news. So this isn't a suffix S, so we don't need to box it. You only add a suffix S to a word that and it doesn't change its meaning. So for example, if I'm talking about cows, the cows are eating grass, and I take off the suffix S, the cow is eating grass. It's still, the word cow does not change with, even if you have a suffix S or not. But for news, if I took off the S, it doesn't mean the same thing as news. So you only need, so a suffix S, it's only a suffix S if it's still the same meaning, if it doesn't change the meaning of the word. So news means means something different than new. Okay? Okay, boys and girls, so let's review. We have so say it with me, combination WH. W. The letter A makes the aw sound, like in tall, wand, and squash. Remember, when it comes before an L, when the A is around a bossy W, or the A comes after our letter combination QU. Digraph EI says A, like in veil, rain, vein. Digraph EI says E. And remember, we underline it and cross out that I because it doesn't say anything. And we put a macron above the E to make the long sound, like in ceiling, protein, seas. And our digraph EW says U or OO, like in new, flu, blue, stew, news. Okay, boys and girls, that's it for our review. I hope to see y'all tonight for Zoom, and if I don't, that's okay. I'll see you soon. Keep working hard, keep learning, and be safe, and enjoy the time that you have with your family, and I will talk to you later. Bye, boys and girls.